All right, we are live. Welcome in, everybody, to a very hot and humid Saturday as we do Sports Night episode 12. And we got a good one for you tonight. I think we're going to have a really fun time with this as my screen goes dark and light and dark and light. But we are going to have a really great time tonight with a little bit of incorporating both sports and Disney together. As tonight we talk about, Steve and I are going to fill out our Walt Disney football team. What if Walt Disney had a team and he had to put characters on his team? Who would he pick as his players at each position? And tonight we're going to do kind of like a draft, and we're going to pick our players for each position. Offense, defense, owner, coordinators, you name it, head coach, we got it, and we're going to have it tonight. So thank you, everybody, for being here. But before we get started, as usual, I want to do a little bit of mousekeeping just to kind of do our normal shout-outs that we always do. Obviously, Dean over at The Live Place, theliveplace.com, family-friendly live streams throughout the week. Saturday through Sunday, you can find a stream over there, family-friendly Disney and other stuff, too. It's not all Disney-centric. A lot of it is, but he has other stuff as well. Very, very wonderful place. Dean's an incredible supporter of this community. Be sure to support him back by going over to theliveplace.com. Obviously, I want to welcome in my partner channel, Steve from Steve's World. Steve, thanks for being here, buddy.
Oh, man, it's an honor to be here every week with you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We want to talk a little bit about your channel, what you got coming up?
Yeah, I go live every Monday, 8 o'clock. This Monday, we are finishing up the Toy Story character bracket. And then next Monday will be Impossible Disney Trivia Lion King edition. So that's going to be fun. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, I go live with the Shep family, Zippity Doodad and Brandy and Dave. And we go live on for Dis and That. It's a pretty fun adventure for all of us, I think. And we have a new centralized channel. So please go hit that up. I'll put it in the link later. And then, of course, Saturday nights with my buddy Walt. And we just have a really good time with Sports Night. So it's awesome.
Yep, absolutely. So you can catch Steve plenty of times during the week. Be sure to do so. Also, my other partner channel, I would be remiss to forget him, and that's, of course, Dan, Disney Dan. Be sure to check out Dan's channel as well. He's got a great channel. He goes live with he has Food Fridays on his channel for vlogs, and, of course, on Saturdays, right after us tonight, actually, he'll be going live with Disney Fiasco. Normally, Dan goes live at 7. Couldn't do it tonight. Needed to go a little bit later, so he's going right after us. Head over to Disney Fiasco. Tell him that Steve and Walt sent you from Mouse Talk, and be sure to check him out next. It's going to be a great stream tonight. I think he's going to talk about first-time Disney vacations. That'll be fun. So let me say hi to a few people over in the chat real fast. We appreciate everybody being here. We have Two Real Geeks is here. Welcome in. We have Rachel Susick. Rachel, real fast. Cam. There he is. She wants to see him, so I have to show him. Cam. He's eating his bed.
His tail's moving.
Exactly. So Rachel's here. Welcome in, Rachel. We also have Zachary Pollock's in the house. Ray J, we should be very jealous of Ray J right now. He is in line, getting ready to head into Shanghai Disney. He's going to have a great time. Ray J, thanks for being here. Have a great time in Shanghai. Let's see who else is in the chat. We have John Hazelton. John, welcome in, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Mike Wheeler, thanks for being here as well. I appreciate you being here. Finn O'Sullivan, thank you for being here. Mickey Sightings is here. Patrick Zippity Doodad Zip, thanks for being here, bud. I appreciate it. And I think that's everybody. Did I miss anybody? Steve? Looks like I missed everybody.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you all again. I definitely appreciate it. We are going to have a good time with this tonight. We were thinking about what we were going to do last week, and I said, well, let's start the week, and we think about it. And we said, wow, let's do that. It'd be a really cool thing to incorporate Disney characters, and you had to basically almost do like a fantasy draft where you would draft them and put them on your team. Who would be the best ones that we thought were suited to play a football position if they had to on a team? And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Don't you, Steve?
Oh, absolutely. And to be clear, though, we can have the same people. It's not like I pick one, then Walt picks one. We picked basically our dream team of Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think Steve said it. I tend to agree. I think we're going to have a lot of different choices. I think Steve went really out of the box, whereas I was probably a little bit more, traditional, maybe, I guess. Noah, welcome in. Noah's here. RAR86. Thank you for subbing. Thanks for being here. We're talking sports and Disney tonight. And the Shep family. Ryan, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate everybody being here. So let's get started. I think we should start on the offensive side.
Sure thing.
We'll start with the offense. Or do you think defense? What do you think?
I don't know. Offense is probably more important.
All right.
It's up to you. I'll let you choose, man.
All right. Let's go defense then. Yeah, we'll save the offense for last.
I like
Captain
that.
Akron, welcome in as well. Thank you, Captain Akron. Appreciate you being here. Let's start with the defense. Let's start with what I consider probably the most important part of any football team, and that's the lines, the offensive lineman and a defensive lineman in the trenches. Those are the guys that kind of set the stage. They really are the heart and soul of any football team. If you don't have good guys up front, nobody else can really do their job. So we're going to start with defensive linemen, and we'll kind of go right off. And for those that don't know, on most defensive lines, you play either a 4-3 or a 3-4, which means 4 up front and then 3 right behind them, or 3 up front and 4 right behind them. For us, we're going to do a 4-3. So, Steve, who's your first defensive end?
So my defensive end on the blind side for most quarterbacks will be the beast, because he's going to be powerful. He's going to be fast, vicious, and that's kind of what you want, somebody that's going to get after the quarterback and get through the offensive line. So I'm going with the beast as my left defensive end. That's
a great pick, because you're right. Really strong, really big. When he's mean and mad, he is mean and mad.
Absolutely.
He definitely will get a lot of, he'll penetrate that line, get to that quarterback. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I wanted sacks.
Yeah. Amen to that. Well, you're going to get him with him for sure. Pete McDevitt, welcome in. Pete says, hey, Walt, thanks for the notification. I'm excited to be here for this. Sometimes late at night, people go live and don't send notifications. I wonder who he's talking about.
I'm sorry, Pete. I didn't know.
Yeah, I've already yelled at him, Pete, as well. So poor Steve. Great pick, Steve. I agree 100%. The Beast, actually, you know what? Beast didn't make my team.
Whoa.
Yep, he didn't make my team.
I'm talking about pre-human Beast is what I know what
you're talking about. Absolutely. That's a great pick. It's a great pick. My guy from the blind side, defensive end, this is the guy I want going after the quarterback. This guy is huge. He's strong. He's powerful. And talk about a mean streak. And it's Kerchak from Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get to the quarterback. Let me tell you right now, that guy is almost like a literal monster. So Kerchak is my pick for defensive end who needs to get to the quarterback. What do you think of that one?
Well, that's incredible. I didn't put Kerchak on my list, but I should have put him on the other side of my defensive end. But yeah, he's that would be an incredible pick to have on your team.
Jelly's yelling at me. She's like, "How does the Beast not make your?"
I know, right? I mean, there's 2 really important parts to a defense, in my opinion. One is the blind side end, because that's where you're going to get your sacks at your quarterback. The other one is the strong safety, because if they get past the strong safety, you got nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So, or the strong safety or free safety, whatever the back safety is.
That's the strong safety.
Strong safety, yeah. So if they get past the strong safety, then it's a touchdown. So those are the 2 most important parts to mine, anyways, on my defense. And the Beast, I thought would ravage the blind side. So
absolutely. And Greg,
so would Kerchak.
Yep. Oh yeah, Greg's Disney Adventures. Greg, welcome in, buddy. Greg Cooper, thanks for being here, bud. We appreciate it. No, that's a great pick for you as well. The Beast. I don't think either one of these are wrong picks,
Oh, no.
I think
it's like I forgot to even think about Kerchak when I was doing it. There's just so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's the thing. And there's so many to choose from.
Yep.
So what about on the other end of the defensive end? There are 2 end guys these are the 2 guys that basically do rush the quarterback.
Yep.
But, who do you have on your other end?
So I thinking in that logic, I went with somebody I thought could definitely get there. I should have put Kerchak here, but I didn't. I put Scar. I think Scar would be quite the rusher of a quarterback. And I put vicious. Like when you want a defensive end, you want them to be beasts on the field. You want them to go get the quarterback. And who better than Beast and Scar as your 2? Well, I mean, there's others, but Kerchak and stuff.
Right.
So, but I went with Scar on the other end because I think he would just he would go right through whoever's in front of him.
That's a great pick.
And if he didn't, he would get the hyenas to distract him while he did it. So.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's smart too. Yep, good choice. Good choice. And Scar does make my team, but you'll have to see where he makes my team later. So great pick there for you. Absolutely. So for me, on the other end, I think this guy is big and bad. I think he would be able to really just kind of bull rush people. Not so much, well, kind of almost in the same lines as Kerchak, and that's Shan Yu from Mulan. He's my other defensive end. He's a bad guy who I think he would maul on the other end and just be able to get to the quarterback. Not quite to the level that Kerchak could. I think Kerchak is just brute force. But this guy has the brute force, but I think can also have a little bit of moves, and he's such a big guy too. That's my pick, is Shan Yu.
Yeah, he didn't make my list, but he is a vicious one. Look, on defense, you need to be vicious. You need to have that villain mindset. And there are quite a few villains on my defense, and we'll get through in a minute. But by all means, Shan Yu he's got that mindset and he's quick. That'd be a great position for him.
Awesome. Cool. So that's our two outside guys. These are the two guys that are kind of rushing the quarterback from the outside. But then you got to have two guys on the inside. These are kind of the guys that plug the holes. They take up space. They don't leave a lot of space for a lot of room to run or look or pass. So these two guys are really important as well. So, and everybody stay in the chat, by the way. And I'm sorry, Steve, real fast. In the chat, let us know who you would put on your team. We'd love to hear from you guys. Maybe you'll give us some good suggestions that we didn't think of.
And Two Real Geeks, we haven't got to quarterback yet, but Two Real Geeks says Gaston is quarterback. Who would fit it better? So
that's a great pick. Yeah, you'll see my quarterback coming up. But Kay Atwood, welcome in as well.
Hey, Kay.
Steve, who do you have as one of your defensive tackles?
So my defensive tackles, normally they're big guys, and I didn't go with big guys. I went with strong guys that I think could run right through the offensive line. My first one I picked was Hercules.
Okay.
I mean, he could flick his finger and knock whoever's in front of him over. Basically, I want my entire line running through the offensive line and getting to the quarter, all four of them. So I picked Hercules due to sheer strength and the fact that he'll be able to hold up against any offensive lineman that they put in front of him.
Good one. Good pick. And RAR86 says Tarzan is a wide receiver. That's a good pick. When we get the wide receivers, who knows? Maybe they make the list. Brandy and Dave, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. So for me, one of my tackles, again, I like big guys. I like guys that are going to take up a lot of space, but still can get to the quarterback, but can also stop the run. So the next guy for me, one of my tackles inside, is Captain Gantu from Lilo and Stitch.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
Captain Gantu from Lilo and Stitch.
Yep.
Looks like a giant shark or whale or whatever he is. I'm not even sure what he is. But
fish head.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's huge. He's gigantic, takes up a ton of space, big, strong guy. He's going to be really tall, so he can even kind of take away the passing lanes for quarterbacks to make it hard for them to see. That's my guy, Captain Gantu. What do you think of that one, Steve?
Oh, no, him and Jumba both were on my list at one point in time. But I decided to go against those two. But no, big guy takes up space. That's perfect. I built my defense a little differently, but
sure.
But I built it for power and not necessarily size. So, but no, that'd be a great pick for sure.
Cool. There you go. So that's one. Who's your other inside guy to fill out our 4-3?
My other inside guy strategically is the Genie, and that's because I think the Genie could take whatever shape form he wanted to. He could, when they call a hike, he could go down to the size of a mosquito, fly under the guy, and go get the quarterback. He could blow up to the size of a whale and stop anybody from getting around or making them go laterally instead of horizontally instead of laterally, whatever that's called.
Right.
Horizontal instead of vertical. So the Genie would use some tricks up front to get past the offensive lineman and to possibly, just do what he could to get to the quarterback as well. So I'm going with the Genie as my other defensive tackle.
That's a great pick. And it's true. He could use his powers in a lot of different ways to really help the team. I agree 100%. He's a great pick. Yeah, 100%.
And Pete asked if this draft board is laminated. It is, Pete. It will be for sure.
Dave says, obviously. You guys are funny. Oh, my goodness gracious. He says, man, joined a few minutes late. The Colts have a wild roster.
They sure do, and it's going to be awesome.
I just hope my team does what they did last year, except a little bit better.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they're
going
going to be good. They're going to be good too.
Yeah, they're all right. We'll see. Anyway, so next for me, my guy to fill out my front four. Again, I like big guys. I want people that are going to take up a lot of space, but I also want mean and nasty guys on my front line. People who are just going to manhandle you and do what it takes to get it done. And it's going to be Chernabog.
Nice.
Chernabog is my next pick. He is a meanie. He's nasty. And with the other three that he's already got next to him, that makes for a really formidable defensive line that's going to just cause chaos throughout the league with their team that they play. So that's my fourth. That's my inside guy. Again, big guy is going to take up a lot of space, and he's going to wreak havoc. And it's Chernabog.
Yeah, he might be on my list. We'll see.
All right, cool. Is he on your? All right, cool. Yeah, I don't want to know. Don't tell me where he is. Don't tell me where he is. Mike Wheeler says, my 2 tackles, Genie, not fair, no magic. I kind of stayed away from that for the most part. I didn't use it, but hey, if you can use it, Steve, he's the right pick. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
2 Real Geek says, Hades, I hope he is on your list. Mike Wheeler says, my 2 tackles would be the Elephant General from Jungle Book and Jumbo. Good picks. Greg says he's a Browns fan. I think they will do well.
All right, Greg.
I think they're going to do well this year. I really do.
They can't do much worse. That's a good. You can only go up.
Well, they won 8 games last year.
I know, but they finally got rid of some coaches and got some. They did some moves they had to do. Let's just make sure they don't revert backwards.
Right. No, that's the key.
Look, I like a lot of their guys, and they did pick up some great off-season acquisitions, but we'll have to see. It's until they prove themselves one time to me, they're still the Browns. Even if they have all the good people they want, something could still go wrong.
True, that's true. Greg, let's see. T Real Good says, how can you say that a Disney team with Disney Magic talking about RAR? Pete says, well, DM me your email. Pete, I will. I'll send you absolutely. I certainly will, but thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me. Rachel says, Steve, I think your team would crush Walt's team if they were playing against each other. So there you go, Steve. You got a fan already, buddy. Steve, Rachel's already abandoned me.
I do want to throw a quick off-topic congratulations to Ryan at the Shep family. He hit 300 subscribers, so congratulations, Shep.
Yay! Congratulations, Shep. Good job, buddy. It's so hot.
Sorry about that. I had to go off topic for a minute. So
no, that's okay. Nathan Rita, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Pete says he thinks the Browns are going to win the Ravens division this year. They might. You never know.
That could happen.
Yeah, that could happen.
It's a division.
Yep. Noah says, I hope Plim Rider is on the list. We'll have to see. But definitely congrats to the Shep family. Well deserved for sure. All right. So that's our that's our defensive line. So there you go. That's our defensive line. But from there, we have to give our 3 linebackers. You have an outside linebacker, an inside line, 2 outside linebackers, I guess, and 1 inside linebacker because we're playing a 4-3. So, Steve, let's go with our 2 outside linebackers. I don't know if you have them that way or not, or just linebackers in general.
I got them.
Okay.
So one of your I got them strategically where they're at, too, because who's in front of them. So.
All right. There you go.
So on the left side, behind the beast, I have Jafar. Nice. Again, he could – I consider everything about the character, whether or not they could play the game. So, even though he's a genie now, he could turn into things. He could be the cobra that he is. But coming in right behind the beast, I think he would be a pretty impressive left side linebacker to fill in that hole. So I went with Jafar.
Great pick. Absolutely. Mean guy, nasty guy, tall guy, big, strong. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%. Great pick.
Nothing else. He's cunning and smart. That's another thing.
Yes, absolutely. So for me, my outside linebacker, this guy, he's awesome. He's incredible, and he is. He's Mr. Incredible. Yep. Mr. Incredible, big guy, strong guy. He's a superhero. He's fast. I mean, he's going to get. Outside linebackers are really about containment. They're really setting the edge, things of that nature. Setting the edge basically means making sure that the offensive guys don't run to the outside. They have to stay to the inside. That's what kind of setting the edge means. And so that I think he could do that really, really well. He's fast, he's strong, he's smart. Mr. Incredible for me.
Oh no, absolutely, and he's really quick too. But he was on my list, and I removed him, so he made my honorable mentions. But no, he easily could have had a place on my team, anybody's team, 100%.
Yeah, Cam can definitely be on your team, Rachel. Rachel asked if Cam can be on the team. He might have to be like the water boy or something. He's too little, I think. No, that's a great pick for you as well. I think both of these picks are really, really good. Neither one of them can you go wrong with. I think they do a great job. Mm-hmm. So who's your other outside linebacker?
So I moved this one to the right side linebacker because I didn't want him following the beast in, and that's Gaston. Another powerful, strong, witty guy. He's got that attack demeanor in him. And I didn't want him following the beast, because I didn't want him getting deterred and going after the beast as opposed to the quarterback or whoever the running backs are.
Right.
But so I moved him to the right side behind Scar to follow in there, and I think he would be able to do some damage on that side. So I moved Gaston over to the right side.
Nice, very good. Zachary Pollock says, Mouse Talk, I know I'm going a little off topic, but they have new Disney character buses at Disney World. If you haven't seen them, what are your opinions? We're actually going to talk about that at the end of this.
Yep.
We're going to do a little Disney talk. That was one of the things I had on the agenda. So hang in there, guys. We will talk about that. We're going to talk about a new restaurant that just opened up as well. We'll get into a couple of those things at the end here. So hang in there with us. Hang in there with us. Kay Atwood says Frozone could freeze everyone in place and shut the other team down.
Yeah.
I guess technically he could.
It's true. Right. He made my honorable mention because of that. So
we'll have to see. Maybe he made my team. You never know. Oh, my God, you guys are funny. So, for me, my other outside linebacker, I couldn't put this guy on the inside because I think the inside middle linebacker is kind of the captain, in my opinion. He's kind of the captain of the defense. He's got it, kind of runs things. So, I don't think this guy was smart enough to be an inside linebacker, but I think he's fast enough and strong enough to be an outside, and that's Kronk.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where you're going with this, not smart enough, but
He's one of those guys you'd say, go get him. And he would just go get him. You'd leave it simple. He's one of those linebackers that you just say, see him? Go get him. That's it. That's all you have to say. But Kronk has to be on there. Big, strong, burly guy. I don't think he's quite strong enough to be a defensive end on the front line. Mm-hmm. Maybe he would be, but I think he's better as a linebacker. What do you think, Steve?
No, that's great. Yeah, that's a great pick, and I do agree with you that he's probably not the most intelligent guy to be in the middle, but he definitely just point out, say, go get the ball. He'll go after the ball. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's a great pick.
Yep. Fantastic Chronicles, welcome in. It sounds like they're getting ready to leave for Walt Disney World in the morning. Good for you. We are doing our Disney football team. We're filling out our roster. We're picking players from Disney characters, and we're putting them in each position on our rosters for football. So we appreciate everybody being here, and we will be doing a little bit of Disney talk at the end. So we better get moving because we're coming up on 7:30. All right, Steve, inside linebacker, your middle linebacker. Who do you have? Who's your big guy?
Well, like you said, the captain of the defense pretty much. And I couldn't think of anybody better than Zeus from Hercules, the god of all gods.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to – if anybody tries to get past me, just throw a lightning bolt at him. They're not going to get it very far. So he's going to control everybody. So Zeus is my middle linebacker.
That's a great pick. Absolutely. He's like the biggest and baddest of them all. You're right. He would be able to stop anybody. Awesome pick. I agree 100%. Welcome in to AJC Magic TV. Thank you for being here. We definitely appreciate you coming in. Two Real Geeks says, guys, if you have not done so already, hit the like button. Thank you, Two Real Geeks. I appreciate that. Okay, so my inside linebacker, I agree with you. He's got to be somebody that can run things, can kind of run a whole team. Well, this guy runs a police force. It's Chief Bogo.
Yep.
From Zootopia. Big, strong, smart. He runs a police force for crying out loud. He is the captain of the police force, and he's the captain of my defense. He's my inside. He's my middle linebacker. It's Chief Bogo. Idris Elba. What do you think?
Well, if it was Idris Elba, I wouldn't put him on my team, but no, I'm just kidding. He's not that bad. No, I had Bogo on my team, and I removed him. He was on the defense, actually, and I know he has that little riot shield that he carries around, so I thought that would be a good thing for him to have on the defense, but I changed it out and went with Zeus instead. I think I had him on my one of my linebackers, but I liked my other linebackers better, so I took him off.
Gotcha. All right, so that's everybody's linebackers, right? Did you give me your middle?
Yep, that was Zeus.
That's right. Okay, gotcha. Kay says King Louis would be great. Not sure where I'd put him, but Organchuan are super strong and smart. He might make somebody's list. You never know. We still have the offensive side to go, for sure. Greg. All right. Does anyone have Maleficent? Yeah, well, you'll have to wait and see, Rachel. See who makes the team for sure. So there you go. That's our defensive line, our linebackers. Well, we got to have cornerbacks. We got to have guys that can cover, guys that can go after the wide receivers and stick with them and make interceptions. And Steve, who's one of your corners?
Well, one of my corners, I saw somebody earlier put Tarzan as a wide receiver. I put Tarzan as a cornerback because I think he would be able to cover corner or wide receivers really well. He's fast, he's witty, and he can jump higher than wide receivers to intercept the ball. So I went with Tarzan as one of my corners. Great pick.
He's fast. He's strong. You're right. He would be able to keep up with people. Good footwork as well. I agree 100%. Jellies, we're going to do a recap of the defense when we're done with the defense, and then we'll head over to the offense. And then we'll go from there, and then we'll do a quick recap of the whole team at the end. But great pick. Tarzan, fantastic pick. I agree 100%. He did not make my cornerbacks, but that's still a great pick. My first cornerback, I'm going with Shang from Mulan. Very athletic, very strong, very smart, very fast, quick. When you see him in the movie, you see all the different things he can do. I think he's got good footwork. I think he'd be a good cornerback. Maybe, now that I think about it, maybe more of a safety, but I'm going to put him at corner for now because of who I have for my two safeties. But that's my guy. I'm going with Shang.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I stayed away from Mulan characters just because that movie is not high up on my list. But well, and there's nothing wrong with those characters. I just like mine better. So, but yeah, that's a great. He's quick. That's a great pick.
Gotcha. Who's your other corner?
My other corner I struggled with because I kept going two people. One was a wide receiver and one was a cornerback, and I kept flipping them. I finally made a determination, so I went with the cornerback as Maui. And I know Maui's a big guy, but he is pretty fast. He can also shapeshift. So, but as a demigod, he can jump mountain or jump islands. You can witness that when he's fighting Taka at the end. I thought he would be able to be pretty quick and could jump again to steal balls from wide receivers and intercept them, as well as shapeshift anything he wanted to, turn into a shark face, scare somebody to fall down, and then he can make the ball. So I went with Maui on a corner as well.
Oh, that's a great pick. Yep, you're right. And with the magic, he can do whatever he wants to do. That's a great pick. You're right. And Maui might make my team, but I think he's going to be somewhere else for me. But great pick. I agree 100%. My other cornerback for me, the second of my two, is Frozone. I'm going Frozone. He's fast. He's quick. He's got the body of a corner. He just looks like a cornerback to me. Like you said, he could freeze and make ice and slide on the ice, and he can
make other people slip on it.
Exactly, or he could freeze their feet right in place. He could do so many different things. So Frozone's my other corner.
Yeah, he didn't make my team, but the thought he made honorable mentions because the thought of him doing that could have come into play. But I just like the guys I picked better. But now he could definitely throw down a little patch of ice. I could have put Elsa on the team for the same reason. And he could definitely cover for sure.
Gotcha. Noah says Phoebus from the Hunchback of Notre Dame is definitely his choice. Good choice there. Absolutely. Yep. So there you go. That's our cornerbacks. And now we're going to finish up our defensive side of the ball with our two safeties. These are kind of the last line of defense in football. These are the two guys furthest back on the field. If you get past these two guys, you're in the end zone for a touchdown. They're kind of your last line of defense. Steve, let's go with your free safety first. Who do you have? Free safety.
My free safety is Dr. Facilier. He could, nobody's going to get past him with his friends from the other side. It's just not going to happen. He's got the voodoo magic, he can get to the people. He'll turn them into a frog or something before they ever get close to him, and then he'll just step on them like a bug. So I went with Dr. Facilier as my free safety.
Awesome pick. Great pick. I agree 100%. There's so much he could do. Like you said, friends on the other side, it's going to be hard to get past him. That's a great pick. Absolutely. For me, now, strong safety is the faster of the two, correct?
Who? I'm sorry?
Strong safety is faster of the two.
I think it doesn't. I don't know if it's necessarily faster, but it's the better safety. The strong safety is for sure.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I wasn't sure. I was going to flip these two. But my free safety for me is Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Buzz can fly. He can get up in the air. He can intercept some balls. He's pretty fast. And it's Buzz Lightyear, for crying out loud. He would make sure nobody got past him. He is all about the last line of defense. He is there to defend. And Buzz Lightyear for me.
Oh, no, that's a great pick. He actually was on my team as a wide receiver until I realized that the ball is bigger than him and would have weighed him down. So I removed Buzz off of my team because compared to the rest of them,
I didn't think of that.
He's going to be the size of their shoe. So I took him off my team, but I had him as a wide receiver on my team, but I took him off just due to sheer size. He's not even Rudy equivalent. So,
well, on defense, he could just bat the ball away then. How's that?
Yeah, and Shep says, you mean Buzz Shep Lightyear, or Shep Lightyear, not Buzz Lightyear.
Kay Atwood says Iago is a receiver because he can fly above the other players. That's a good point. I don't know if he can catch the ball, but maybe. Yeah. Good pick, Kay. All right, Steve, who's your strong safety?
My strong safety is Hades. He's the baddest of the bad. He's, last line of defense. If you want anybody else back there, you want the god of the underworld. He'll open up a hole and swallow the people down into the earth. So I had to go with Hades as my strong safety.
Fantastic pick. Absolutely 100%. Last line of defense, the god of the underworld. Fantastic. I agree 100%. Good pick. And now my last pick. Safety. Look, strong safeties are guys got to cover a lot of ground.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be everywhere. And I don't think there's anybody faster than this guy in the entire list. For me, unless you have Magic. My strong safety is Saber from Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
The cheetah.
Good one.
Or I guess he's a cheetah or a leopard, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Fast, strong, ruthless. He's going to get there, and he's going to make sure that nobody gets past him. Mm-hmm. I'm going with Saber.
No, that's a great pick. I went with Magic over Speed, but yeah, no, Saber's going to run somebody down for sure. If it's just straight foot race, nobody else stands a chance.
Yeah. So that's my pick. So there you go. I'm going to say hi to D&G Explorers. Thank you for being here as well.
What's up, guys?
Everybody. We definitely appreciate it. 19 watching on a Saturday night. Don't forget, right after us, Disney Fiasco, 8 o'clock. We'll do our very, very best to get out of here before he heads, before Dan starts up. And when you do head over there, make sure you're coming from, let them know Mouse Talk and Steve's World sent you. Dash, maybe Dash makes it, Zip. You never know. We still got the offense to go.
Yep.
But there you go. That's our defense. Steve, real fast, quickly, give us a rundown of your defense again one time.
So my blindside defensive end is the Beast. My defensive tackles in the middle are Hercules and Genie. Defensive end on the other side is Scar. My outside linebackers are Jafar and Gaston. My middle linebacker is Zeus. My cornerbacks are Tarzan and Maui. And my free safety is Dr. Facilier. My strong safety is Hades.
Nice. So for me, my two defensive ends are Shan Yu and Kerchak. And my two tackles are Captain Gantu and Chernobog. My three linebackers are Kronk, Chief Bogo, and Mr. Incredible. My two cornerbacks are Shang and Frozone. My two safeties are Buzz Lightyear and Saber. And that's our defense.
And Kay says Shere Khan would be on her defensive line.
Shere Khan, great pick. Good pick. Good pick, Kay. Absolutely. Yep. Offense. So here we go. Offensive, again, nothing's more important than an offensive line. They kind of do the whole job. They keep the quarterback safe. They keep the running back safe. They give the wide receivers time to get open. Offensive line are incredibly, incredibly important. So, Steve, let's start with your left tackle. Who's your left tackle?
So, my left tackle, let's see, left tackle goes up against...
That's the blind side guy.
My left tackle is Baymax because Baymax is a healer. He's a protector. He is going to protect the quarterback at all costs. And if something happens on the field, he's also my my medical trainer on the team as well. He does duty. So, but I mean, if you're going to have anybody in the entire Disney universe protect you, it's got to be Baymax. So Baymax is my left tackle.
Good pick. Big guy, too. Big guy, too. It's going to take a lot to get by him. I agree, 100%. Good pick. Good pick. So my left tackle, the guy that I want protecting my blind side, he's big, he's strong. He's also mean when he has to be. I'm going with Sully from Monsters Incorporated. Sully's my pick. He is definitely going to protect me. If he's got to get mean and nasty, he's going to do it. But he's also a guy that he's going to be fair about it, but he's strong, he's fast. Sully's for me.
Yep. I can show you my paper on left tackle. I had Sully written down, and I moved him because I wanted Baymax there for the protection reason.
You know what's funny? I'm not kidding you. My right-handed guy, I had Baymax too.
Did you?
I did the exact same thing.
For Baymax, Sully.
I switched him for Sully. Isn't that fun? I'm not kidding. I originally had Baymax.
That's the first one we've been on the same page thinking about. But no, definitely. I had Sully there and moved him to Baymax.
Yeah, there you go. So that's my left tackle. Who's your right tackle?
My right tackle is Pete because, again, you want the guys to be big. I think Pete's cunning enough. I could have, and not Pete McDevitt. Sorry, Pete. But Pete, I don't know. This is the only one of my entire list of everything I have here that I was not quite sure about, but I thought he fit the bill. Right here is where I should have put Kerchak instead of Pete. But I have Pete down, so I'm going to go with him, and I have him as my right tackle.
Good pick. I hope everybody likes this concept tonight, this content. It's just something a little different. We thought
I had a blast doing it.
This is a lot of fun. So right tackle for me, and by the way, Pete's a great pick. I agree 100%. Good guy. No, somebody else you want protecting you for sure. He's going to do the job 100%. So for me, my right tackle is Little John.
Nice.
From Robin Hood. Big guy, strong guy, good guy though. He's there to protect you. I'm going with Little John.
Yep, I thought of him earlier as well, but I don't know. I just went with my guys instead. He's a great pick. Like I said, you could make two football teams out of the Disney universe and still have extra guys that should have been on a team somewhere.
Yeah.
But Little John was definitely on my honorable mentions.
Absolutely. Cool. Very good. Very good. So Steve, all right, left tackle, right tackle. We'll get the center last.
Yep.
Who's your guard?
So
we have two guards.
Going back to the whole premise of protection and you want big bodies and you want this. I built my offense that no defense could stop. It's just not going to happen. So my left guard next to Baymax, I have Taka. The sheer size of Taka is going to. It's just gonna. I don't even know how to say you can't get by her. She kept an entire island barrier reef protected. I think she can handle a little football field. So I went with the left guard of Taka.
Nice, good pick. I didn't even think of that, but that's a great pick. Yep, absolutely. You're right. How do you get around? I agree 100%. Well, I didn't quite think of that level. I kind of kept it as fair as I could be, I guess.
Hey, I could draft.
My guard, one of my two guards is Baymax. I originally was going to put him at tackle, but I wanted somebody who was a little bit more quicker because not all defensive ends are just going to be brutes that try to just run you over. Some of them are fast, just try to run by you. So I wanted somebody that had a little bit of speed. But Baymax he's got to be on the team. He takes up a lot of space. He's gonna really protect the quarterback. Like you said, he's a protector. Baymax is one of my two guards. He's my right guard.
Oh no, that's an excellent pick. Yeah. I negated speed when I thought about mine. I went with magic and character over speed. So, but definitely that's definitely a good pick. Baymax has to be on the team somewhere.
Jelly said Taka could be her own team.
That's right.
That's good. Technically, she could. That's so funny.
Well, if you thought that was good, my right guard is Willie the Giant. Because, come on. I got Taka and Willie the Giant standing side by side. Nobody's going to do anything. It's just not going to happen.
That's true. I agree.
So I got Willie the Giant as my right guard.
Good job. No, that's a great one. Yep, absolutely. Good pick. And somebody said earlier, where's King Louie on everybody's list? That's my other guard. King Louie. Big guy, gigantic. Huge reach. His arms are gigantic. He's going to make sure you might have to hold here and there. But for the most part, I think King Louie's got to be on the team. So that's my other one. That's my other guard. That's my other guard. King Louis.
Are you describing the right tackle or my way of moderating?
No, that's so funny. Oh my God. So there you go. So now we got to have our center. The center is kind of the guy that runs the offensive line. He calls out the assignments, who's blocking who. He has the snap count for the quarterback. He's important. He's kind of look. The offensive captain is the quarterback for sure. The center's right behind him. The two have to be on the same page. Who's your center, Steve?
So this one, when you said that, doesn't necessarily make sense now. But I went for what I thought would fit between Taka and Willie, and as a strong. I mean, when you hike the ball, you got to have somebody strong to block the initial block. If you don't do it, they're coming straight at the quarterback. And I went with Wreck-It Ralph due to his sheer size and his strength. Maybe not the smartest guy to be running the offensive line, but I do think he's still pretty witty, and just he's got good hands, and you don't want him fumbling the ball. He's not going to fumble the ball. He's going to be able to go here, and it's going to be a little bitty thing right in the palm of his hand and say, here you go. So I went with Wreck-It Ralph.
That's a good pick. Absolutely. I had Ralph on my offensive line for a while there, but then he likes to wreck things a little too much, and I was afraid he would wreck the plays.
Yeah, when you said that, it made me think about my pick, but I'm still going to stand by it.
That's a good one. Good pick. So for me, my center, he was on your defense. He's on my offense. That's Maui. I'm putting Maui in the middle. He's a demigod. He can do a lot of different things. I think he would be great really running the whole offense, really keeping those guys in line for me, and I'm going with Maui. That's my pick.
Nice. No, yeah, Maui's got to be on the team somewhere. He's too versatile not to have on your team.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. That's our offensive linemen. Those are the guys who are kind of protecting the quarterback, protecting the running backs, the fullbacks, the receivers, giving them time. Let's get to your fullback next. Let's do fullback next. Who's your fullback?
So fullback is your big, powerful, strong running back. And my fullback is Chernabog.
Nice.
You throw the ball to him, he's going to take one step and he's in the end zone. Behind Taka and Willie the Giant, and you got Chernabog taking one step for a touchdown. I'm going to score every time. It's just the way it's got to be. I'm going with Chernabog.
Oh, good pick. Absolutely. I put him on the defensive side, but I totally get it. Absolutely. So for me, my fullback is kind of a twofold fullback when I'm thinking about football. This guy is he's a lead block for the running back. Mm-hmm. He's going to get the ball every once in a while. A lot of times he's going to get it on the goal line, maybe to run the ball in sometimes. He also needs to be a pretty good blocker for blitzes. He'll pick up blitzes a lot of times. My fullback is Quasimodo.
That's a good one.
I think Quasi would be great at the role. He's quick enough. He's definitely strong enough. I think he would be a great lead block for my running back, and that's my pick, Quasimodo.
Yep. So I may have messed this up. Fullback. I thought the fullback was the back running back, and the halfback's the front running back.
No, the halfback is Marshall Falk, Eric Dickerson, Edgerrin James.
And the halfback I have is Chernabog.
Okay.
So,
all right. That's fine.
All right.
That's all right. Well, who's your fullback then?
My fullback is Lady Cluck from Robin Hood. Because if anybody saw her with the running through the rhinos and putting them into the ground and everything, she could definitely block for Chernabog if she needed to, even though he probably doesn't need to, but she could definitely do it. You know, putting rhinos into the ground face first is pretty powerful. So I'm going to go with Lady Cluck.
There you go. There you go. Right now they got you winning by 2.5 points.
Nice.
Bagheera, says Kay Atwood, is her powerhouse fullback. That's a good pick. Absolutely. So my running back, I like speed. I don't necessarily need power. If you have it, that's great. But I like guys that are quick. This guy reminds me of Marshall Falk. Not necessarily the most powerful guy, but smart, quick, fast. I'm going with Brer Rabbit.
Nice.
He's little, so he's going to be hard to catch. He's fast. He's smart. Brer Rabbit's my running back. He's my halfback.
But could he get past my magic line on defense?
Yes, he would go underneath.
He's great. I didn't even think about Brer Rabbit, to be honest with you. No, that's a great pick. I mean, I like the reasoning behind it. It's great.
Yep, there you go. Just went up to 3.5. Pete says. I guess nobody likes my picks. I was trying to keep it as a traditional football team where they weren't really using magic. I didn't think of that.
And you're a traditionalist, and I'm not. So it's that our teams fit this way.
Absolutely. Yep. So there you go. Brer Rabbit. Hey, R. Johns is here. Welcome in, Richard.
What's up, R. Johns?
So that's my running back. So we got fullback, running back. We got our offensive lines. Let's go to our receivers. Well, you know what? Let's wait on receivers. Let's do our tight end.
Okay.
Who's your tight end?
My tight end, I should have moved to my center, and I didn't. But I still think, when I think of tight end, I think of Rob Gronkowski, somebody big, somebody pretty aggressive, somebody that can do pretty much everything. And so I went with Sully as my tight end. Nice. I know you had him somewhere else, but Sully fits the mold of a good tight end. And he's actually, I think in Monsters University, he even played football in there somewhere or some form of football. But I went with Sully as my tight end.
That's a great pick. Yep. He made my team. I just put him in a different place, but he was offense for both of us. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I see him as an offensive guy. Finn O'Sullivan, welcome in. Good to see you. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. I just want to make sure I did.
Jelly says my team might win, but my team's going to cheat. Hey, your powers are part of it. It's not cheating.
I know. I didn't want to go that route. I was just trying to keep it as traditional as football just using your, who they were. But no, you're right. You're right. I didn't put that as a quantifier that we couldn't use it. So I agree. My tight end, I want somebody kind of big. I think somebody's got great hands. I'm going with the guy who I think he has the bare necessities, and that's Baloo from Jungle Book. That's my tight end. Big guy. If he has to block, I think he can block really, really well, but I think he's pretty fast. He's a bear. Bears run really fast. They can run up to like 30 miles an hour. He's tall, so he can get to a lot of balls high up, and I think he'd have a lot of mismatches. Baloo's my pick.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, almost matches up against Sully. We had the same kind of concept going there. Somebody big, tall, strong, big hands, and fast. So that's a good pick. Yep.
All right, so here we go. Wide receivers, and we're going to be vastly different on these two. I can promise you that.
Well, maybe we'll see. So my first wide receiver has to be Dash. I mean, nobody can keep up with Dash. You want a wide receiver that's fast. He can get somewhere and just wait for the ball to get to him. And if it's not even throwing a good throw, he has time to get over to it. But Dash has to be my first wide receiver. He's fastest person in the Disney universe, as far as I know. He's going to catch a lot of balls for me. I'm going with Dash.
Great pick. Great pick. I went with, for me, when I think of wide receivers, I'm not into the big, strong wide receivers. I like the little guys. I like the Isaac Bruce, the Torrey Holtz, the Julian Edelmans, the little guys, the guys that can kind of get into the tight spots, who I feel get the job done, but they're not the flashy guys. So for my two wide receivers are both little. They're not big at all, but I think they could get the job done. My wide receiver, first one, I'm going to laugh at this one, but I think they would do a great job as a wide receiver, especially as a possession receiver. 3rd down and 5, you need a first down. I'm going with Jessie from Toy Story. I love her. I think she could do a great job across the middle. She may have to learn how to take a couple hits, but I think she could do really well as a receiver. I'm going with Jessie.
Well, when you scrape her off the bottom of some of these other guys' shoe, she might be. Assuming Jessie's big enough to catch a football,
yes,
that would be a good pick for sure.
So that's my wide. That's one of them. Who's your other one? Who do you got?
The other wide receiver is Aladdin. Aladdin is pretty cunning. He can get away from the guards and everything. Plus, he has that magic carpet that he can hop on and fly to where he needs to get to really fast. So I couldn't think of anybody better than Dash and Aladdin on the corners for the wide receivers. So I went with Aladdin.
Great pick. Great pick. My other wide receiver, I think this character would bounce his way into touchdowns left and right. Nobody can bounce higher than him. It's Tigger. Yep. Tigger is my other wide receiver. He is a bouncy, fun guy, and he would do great as a wide receiver. He would just bounce over those guys and right into the end zone. It's Tigger.
No, Tigger was actually on my wide receiver list, and then I removed him to put in Aladdin. So because I just thought Aladdin, between Aladdin's cunning and the flying carpet, he would be better. But that's just my pick. But no, Tigger's great.
Cool. I want to say hi to Donna. Donna Jaworski, welcome in, Donna. Good to see you. And Zachary Pollock, for those who were able to make it, Zachary's going to go live right after us as well at 8 o'clock. If you're able to jump over to Zachary, be sure to check him out as well. Jesse and Buzz could sneak under everyone. No one would be able to catch them. Yep, that's my thought, Jelly's Journeys. That's my thought. Since we're using magic, I'm going to say that when he throws the football to Jesse, the ball magically becomes the same size as her. Well, we're going far-fetched here, so I'm going far-fetched.
Magic, but who's gonna turn it? I got all the magic guys on my team. They're not going to turn the ball.
Wait, I haven't given you my quarterback yet, have I? And speaking of quarterbacks, and we still have to do our punter and our kicker, and we'll get to everybody. We're running a little late, guys. Thanks for hanging in. Steve, quarterback, most important position on the field.
I agree 100%. You want somebody who's quick on their feet, somebody who adapts to situations well. You want somebody intelligent and charismatic. For me, I had another person in place, but I moved them to my head coach instead. I went with Flynn Rider. There's nobody in my mind better that can adapt to the situation, could change the play calls, is better on his feet than Flynn Rider. My quarterback has to be Flynn Rider for me, so I went with Flynn.
Good pick. Absolutely, 100%. I agree. That's a good pick. So for me, this is the guy. He can run. He can throw. He can lift weights. He put the Glad in Gladiator. It's that simple. It's Hercules. Hercules is the prototypical quarterback. Look at that guy. He's got everything. He can run. He can throw. He can jump. He can do everything. He's smart. He's a god, for crying out loud. He's running my offense. It's Hercules.
No, that's a great pick, except I put him in front of the quarterback on the defense for the same exact reason. So,
right. He's a two-way player. What can you say?
No, Hercules is a great commander. It's just he's a great punter. I mean, a great quarterback. I was reading somebody talking about kickers.
Maximus is a great pick, Kay. Actually, that's a good pick. Prince Philip as quarterback, good pick. After quarterback selection, Steve drops the 2.5. He is funny. All right, so here we go.
I'll make it with my coaching staff.
All right, yep, that's going to be fun. Kicker, Steve. Who's your place kicker? We need field goals. Who's your place kicker?
So my place kicker is actually Maximus. Kay put in there. So I went with Maximus as well. I mean, he's got 4 feet. He could kick in several different directions. He can kick forward. He can turn around and kick backwards. And he's pretty accurate, as you can see in the movie. So I'm going with Maximus as my kicker.
All right, good pick. Absolutely. So my pick is kicker. I think she's got a good wild for a kick, and I'm going with Mulan. She's my place kicker. Good athlete, great athlete, fighter, determiner. She's great. I think she's got a wild for a kick, as she shows in the movie. I'm going with Mulan.
It's not a bad pick. You got half the roster of characters from Mulan on your team, don't you?
I've got a few. Absolutely. Yeah,
no, that's a good pick. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yep. And then your punter. Who's your punter?
My punter is Pegasus. So I think Pegasus would also be well to kick, and same for the same exact reasons. 4 feet, great strength in those legs, and Pegasus can fly, so he can kick it really high. But I'm going with Pegasus.
Gotcha. And Pete, I still think she'd be a good kicker, even if she in karate kicks or kicks. She'd be accurate. Trust me. Punter for me, another lady. I'm going with another one. I think that she's a real tall, got long legs. I think she'd be great as a punter. I'm going with Pocahontas. There you go. That's my pick, Pocahontas.
And she kicks barefoot, so.
Yes, absolutely. There was a time back in the day when punters used to kick barefoot.
There's a time recently when Vince McMahon started the XFL that the punter for the Los Angeles team kicked barefoot.
Yep.
So
there you go. So Pocahontas for me. Welcome in, Rob Fuzz. Everybody, be sure to check out Rob's channel. Rob, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. So there you go. That's our real fast, Steve. Go down your offense one more time, including your kickers.
So right tackle was Pete. Left tackle was Baymax to protect the blind side. Willie and Taka are the guards on the inside. Nobody's getting around them. Wreck-It Ralph in the middle of the center. My fullback was Lady Cluck. My halfback was Chernabog. Take one step into the end zone. Dash and Aladdin on the outside. So those wide receivers and Flynn Rider. the ultimate quarterback behind the center.
There you go.
So and my kickers were
Oh.
Pegasus and Maximus.
Very nice. For me, offensive line, Little John and Sully, right and left tackles. Guards, Baymax and King Louie. Center, Maui. Fullback, Quasimodo. Running back, Brer Rabbit. Wide receivers, Jesse and Tigger. Tight end, Baloo. Quarterback, Hercules. Kicker, Mulan. Punter, Pocahontas. So there you go. Steve, who's your head coach? No. Hold that thought. Who's your offensive coordinator? Who's running your offense, Steve?
My offensive coordinator is Mickey Mouse. I thought he had to make the team somewhere. I think he's highly intelligent. He's got the demeanor, I think, to be an offensive coordinator. They're not necessarily as tenacious-minded. They're thoughtful and thought-provoking and intelligent. And I went with Mickey Mouse.
Very nice, very nice. Mickey makes my team. You'll have to see where. For me, I want somebody who's thought-provoking as well. I want somebody who's got a conscience, and I think he would be my guide. It's Jiminy Cricket. You don't have to be big and strong to be smart. Jiminy Cricket running my offense. He's smart. He's got a great conscience. He's a thinker. He's going to be there for us, and he's going to run the offense. Jiminy Cricket's my offensive coordinator.
Nice.
There you go. Who's your defensive coordinator?
This is where you want somebody that's very aggressive, very tenacious, and I went with Donald Duck here because I think Donald there's no more aggressive and tenacious than Donald Duck. He's the Rob Ryan of the Disney football team. He's going to be as good as it gets. I'm going with Donald Duck.
Gotcha. Good pick. Good pick. Jelly asked if it was difficult to build our teams. I had fun with it, really, to be honest with you.
I had a great time with it.
Yeah, I really did. So for me, defensive coordinator, this guy's smart. Talk about a long con. He's so smart. I think he would be fantastic to come up with schemes and ideas. He made your team, I think, on the defense. For me, he's the defensive coordinator. It's Scar. I think Scar would be fantastic as a defensive coordinator. He would come up with all kinds of different schemes. He's so smart. He's my guy. I think he would be the defensive coordinator for me.
Oh, no, I think he would be a great defensive coordinator. He was on my defense because I think he's athletic enough to still to play. But definitely he's intelligent and defensive-minded for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciate that. She says she loves the way I introduce my players. That's how they should be introduced at the games.
Yeah.
All right. Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator out of the way. We need a head coach.
You want my assistant coach first?
Oh, I didn't do an assistant coach.
Oh, okay. Well, my assistant coach is Ludwig von Drake. I think Ludwig von Drake could definitely pull up some scheming and work behind the scenes to do that. So that he was my assistant coach.
Cool. Very good. I want to say hi to Sherry. Sherry, Awesome Sunset Travels. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead, buddy.
And Rob Fuzz is here as well. Hey, Rob.
Yeah. Rob, good to see you.
So my head coach, somebody mentioned, I think it was Noah mentioned him earlier. He was my quarterback for a while. And then I thought, no, this guy needs to be the head coach. He's that intelligent, that commanding, that much of a leader. And that's Captain Phoebus from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think Captain Phoebus is, when I looked at everywhere to put him somewhere, he's just a natural born leader, and he had to be my head coach. So I went with Captain Phoebus as my head coach.
Great pick. Great pick. I agree 100%. That's a good one. Okay, so for me, there is nobody who's a better leader than this person. Commands the respect of everybody. Just incredibly smart, incredibly caring, would be there for his players, yet when he has to put his foot down and be in charge and be commanding, he will be commanding. He's the king. He's the king of the jungle. He's the king of the Lion King. It's Mufasa. Mufasa is my head coach. He's the guy that's going to run the team, and he's going to run it right. What a commanding presence he has. He's so incredibly smart. He knows how to run things. He did it. And that's my guy, Mufasa.
He was on my list, but I removed him because I didn't know if everybody would be able to hear him from the sky. So I took him off the list. So I went with Captain Phoebus instead.
Well, I'm under the assumption that he's not dead.
Oh, okay.
There was a time when he wasn't dead, you know.
And then I did an owner too. Did you do an owner?
Yep, I have an owner.
So if my guys are not already big enough and strong enough to do everything, we'll just buy our own players. My owner is Scrooge McDuck. who better than to give me everything I need?
Yeah, he's going to have the money.
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We're going with we're going with that. Two Real Geeks says they're shocked I didn't put cargo anywhere.
That's so funny. All right, so my owner, look, it's the Disney football team. It's got to be owned by the king of Disney. Mickey Mouse is the owner. Mickey's the owner. He runs Disney. He is the big guy. He's the CEO. It's not Bob Iger. It's Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is the owner of my team. He'll take the Disney money. He's my guy.
Yep. And I had Walt as my head coach and as my owner at one point in time, but I decided to keep it with the animated characters as opposed to that. But yeah, that was mine.
Good. Great pick. And Donna, we did say hi to you. I don't know if Donna, I want to make sure, I want to let you know we did say hi. I don't know if you're talking about us or not, but we did say hi to everybody, I hope. But you know what, guys? We are past 8 o'clock. Dan's getting ready to go
live. So
all right, so Dan's going live. So we will talk Disney news next week. We'll get into it a little bit more. I don't want to run over any further. I hope you guys really enjoyed this list. We had a great time with it. We're going to come back in the next few weeks and do a baseball team list as well, which I think will be a lot of fun. And we'll do our very best to not overlap players. But I hope everybody enjoyed this a lot. Please head on over to Disney Dan. Let him know that Mouse Talk and Steve's World sent you. Thanks for joining us again. Again, Steve on Monday nights, Wednesdays at DisneyNet. We'll be out there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Check us out. And, of course, next Saturday right here, probably back to 8 o'clock next week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for participating and be a part of it.
And there's the link to Dan's stream.
Yes, thank you, Dan. Steve, I appreciate that. Everybody, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk very, very soon. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.